Lord have mercy. Let me tell you guys something. Melanie Cherie Rogers went live today. And when I tell you she had her knee on their necks, I am not playing. Okay? Welcome back to Generation X Nation. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And the first thing I'm going to say before I get into this, because I'm going to make this real quick, because you guys can go watch the live on different channels. Thank you to everybody who has looked at a video, who has left me a comment. I try to reply back to y'all as soon as I can, who has subscribed to my channel. You do not know how happy I was when I finally got 100 subscribers. It's not a lot compared to other channels, but that lets me know my word is getting out there, and I do appreciate it, as some people do appreciate what I say. Um, it just meant a lot to me, and I don't want to get choked up here, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep subscribing, keep sharing. I will try to put out a little bit more content about other things. I try to find interesting shows to talk about, and some of these reality shows aren't really interesting, but we do have a few getting ready to come up Ready to Love. I'm going to try to cover that. Family and Fiance, and I may do a little coverage on Married at First Sight, because they got a couple on there that's just, I may just do one video about them, but yeah, they need to be talked about. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about real quick. So I don't want to keep y'all long, because like I said, I'm sure other people have the same content up, so I don't want to, bore you guys to death with the same stuff. But what I did find interesting is, for the people who I always say that follow Melody and like Melody, and she always say we're critical thinkers, we see beyond the BS. And I tell you guys all the time, I go off of what I see on the TV screen, the energy you give back to me, what I see on the screen. That's what I do my commentary on. When I tell you we be right on point, all of us knew this was BS. We all knew this was freaking BS. All of they behinds was sitting there freaking acting. Every single one of them. That picture that I have up there outside of the snake, Carlos King, and I hate to be negative because I love my people, but he was a snake on this one. And if what Melanie telling us is true, and I pretty much 99.9% believe everything that she said, because she doesn't come out that often and talk about the show. She'll throw little hints there, but she don't come out. That lady was online for almost 2 hours. So she had a lot of stuff to get off her chest, because in my opinion, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, I think Melanie said, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of the BS, and y'all keep spreading these rumors, and they just keep flying and flying and flying. Let me go clear some shit up now. I need to clear some stuff up, because y'all playing in my face, and I'm tired of it. So I'm glad she did that. But child, she went down the list. Noticeably, she didn't talk about Martell much. She didn't talk about Marsau. And she threw a little bit at Letitia at the end. I forgot what it was about, but it was something Letitia had said or did. But it wasn't a lot on her. But she got into the rest of them. Okay? And I'm gonna leave this Kimmy, Maurice, and Destiny for last, but we're gonna get into the Tisha first. Trisha. I'm sorry, I keep calling her Tisha. Trisha. Stone face, muscle face, bone, whatever you want to call her. The lady got the husband and the boyfriend, but she's still in love with the husband, but she lived with the boyfriend because she need the husband to pay her bills. That lady. And I don't care what she come on here and tell y'all. That's how I see it until she show me different. Because that's what Ken said at the last episode. Anyway, Trisha and Melody they had two meetings, not one, but two. Production cut the other meeting out. Why? Because it was a positive meeting. According to Melanie, her and Trisha was talking about how to get her business started. She was trying to give her a blueprint of how to get her personal training business started, how to jump in being a businesswoman. But God forbid you show Melanie being nice and giving people advice, because that's not the image we want to portray. We want to edit you to look like you're the bad guy. So Trisha decided to jump on the bad guy bandwagon like everybody else and start treating Melanie bad, nasty. And she's like, where is this coming from? Because the first conversation that we did see where they had to, what color was the house, this and that. And Melanie basically said she was just joking about this. She was asking questions because production wanted her to dig into it. So she just started asking these questions. When they finished that conversation. They squashed it. It was cool. She invited her to her little melody with mimosas and all of that, thinking everything was cool. They had another meeting, where they talked about business. Cut that out. Follow me. The next was Nell. Nell telling everybody, I miss spending time with my mom. Rest in peace. Before she passed away, because I was trying to mentor you and Martell. Melanie said, that is a lie. The only time I called her was when Martell stole my money out the bank and I was freaking out and I called her. Other than that, the time they spent together was when people came over as couples, cooked, barbecued, sat around, played cards. If you decide to move and come over to her house and take time away from your mom when she was sick, that was you. That wasn't Melanie calling her over there. She wanted to spend the time with Melanie. And then you turn around because you feel guilty about not spending the time you should have spent with her. You projecting that guilt on Melanie and acting like she was the reason you didn't get to spend time with your mom. Who has a parent that's leaving this earth and you rather spend time with your friends than with that parent? Didn't make sense to me when she said it, but I didn't know the whole situation. But now it makes sense. So now she's mad at her. So she turns that against Melanie. Now, this is all production having her do that, even though Melanie was like, that's not true. We had conversations, yada, yada, yada. She lays it all out. Watch the live. We're going to move on to Destiny. According to Destiny, Martell and Destiny been friends for all these years, and Destiny and Martell, Martell, Destiny, and Melanie was supposed to be having, quote, a threesome, and he was grooming her. Not true. Melanie said, hey, you supposed to have been knowing this man all this time. I met you, I think she said 2018 or 2019. The next year was the pandemic. She wasn't going outside. She was pregnant. They pulled the kids from school. And when they first met, Destiny was living in Nashville. She divorced Martell. She left Martell in April or May of 2020. So if I met you in 2018-19, you were still in Nashville. You got to Huntsville in 2019, beginning of 2020. We had a shutdown. I separated from him in the shutdown, moved out of town, lived with my mom and my brother to get myself together. And then when I came back, I had no contact with this man. Where did the grooming come from? But that's what she projected, and then went back and said, oh, mail this and mail that. Somebody was putting a battery pack in these people to just attack her for no reason, because she came with receipts where her and Destiny were hanging out, where her and Destiny, prior to were doing stuff together. During COVID, she was asking to come to her concerts to see her, taking the kids to the park, different things like that, but they had to get tested before they came around. She got receipts on everything, people. Keep that in mind. Melanie is the queen of receipts. Remember that red phone. And I'm just speeding this up. Again, you guys can go look at the live. The next one is Kimmy. Now, Kimmy was pretty interesting the way she explained that one, because she said she had 2 meetings with Kimmy. Once again, they only showed that one. Well, actually, they showed 2, but they didn't show the after. That was the woman she talked about the lipstick, and then they were in that restaurant. She told Kimmy, okay, you don't want to talk about it no more. Fine, we won't talk about it. Remember, Kimmy came to her house, or I don't know where they was at. They was somewhere doing the yoga and the stretch. She asked her about it. Then when they went to the restaurant, asked her a second time, and she squashed it. Okay. Then Kimmy came to her house. They were talking about something. I forget what it was. And Melody had made a little chip and dip for her. Okay. So Melanie said she got a call from production, and she showed the screenshots. And basically production was telling her to bring it up. It's all over the internet. Nobody wants to talk about it. So can you get it out of her? And that's why she asked her about it. And she said when she went to the house and she found out Kimmy was, when they met at her house to eat the chips after the cameras left, and she found out Kimmy was that uncomfortable, she told her, I won't bring it up anymore. I understand you're uncomfortable about it. I'm done with it. I won't talk about it no more. And they stayed at her house, continued to eat and laugh and joke the rest of the night after the cameras were gone. Keep that in mind. Then Kimmy goes and tells Maurice, I guess, what happened. Then she meets with Maurice. Same scenario. They have a conversation. She said, I'm indebted right now. We ain't going to talk about it no more. She left it alone. Now, fast forward to the reunion stage. Now, you done dead it with Trish, even though Trish and sat there and called that girl garbage. You done dared it with Kimmy. You done dared it with Maurice. Now they get to the reunion stage, and Mr. King himself then put a battery in their freaking back for a check and winded it up and just said, go at her, go get him. And all of a sudden, they all on stage attacking her for shit that, in her words, they had already squashed. She didn't know anything about it. So yeah, she said, I was a little shocked. So that's why my face looked like that, because she said, I don't know where this was coming from. She didn't know where this was coming from. And even in the edit where it says, I was just joking, that response wasn't a response to what Kimmy had just said. They edited that to make it look like that was a response to what Kimmy said. That was a whole different response. It was a response to another question. Editing. So they cut out all the good scenes. It's supposed to be Black excellence, according to Mel. They cut out all the good scenes where they're in there, talking about business and stuff like that. And then they put the scenes in there where they're having disagreements and arguing. So we're taking these sides. Oh, I don't like this person. I don't like that person. Look what she said to her. But they never see when they resolve the issues. They take that out to keep the argument and the disparity and the drama going. That's what he does. And I guess she said, I'm fed up with it. I tried. And then there were some other things about him apparently mad because she would not allow him to be some type of business something for her, I guess, Hollywood career. And she said when she told him no, that's kind of when the tables start turning and he started getting a cast to attack her. But see, they want the paycheck because they want fame. See, that's why I've been saying people want to be famous so bad. Some people don't need fame. Some people ain't ready for the TV. Some people ain't ready for that. And they want fame so bad they do whatever he says. And it's not helping them because all it's doing is building this base of people that don't like them. And they do have a fan base here and there, but not nearly as much as Mel do. I always say you got to be likable. You could be a villain and be likable. Kenya Moore was the worst villain on Real Housewives. Kenya Moore was a villain. I couldn't stand Kenya Moore, but liked her at the same time. Guarantee that show ain't going to be the same without her. Because somebody going to come over there and go way above and beyond. And Kenya probably should have did what she did, but she was a hell of a villain. And she had a long run and a big fan club. Nene Leakes, we all know, she came in somewhat as a villain. People love Nene. You could be a villain, but you have to be a likable villain. You can't go down to the gutter. You know what I'm saying? You can't lower the bar so damn low that we can't lift it back up. The bar can't be in hell nowhere. And that's what they do on that show. And that's why they're not resonating the audience that they really want as far as each character having their really own fan base. Now, I will give Mars Soldiers and T-Squad some props because they're building their fan base back up. All right, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I always say it in every video. I like Tisha and I like Marsau. I just wish Tisha don't let them try to drag her to hell with the rest of them girls. Because she seemed like she's catching on to what's going on and she's pulling herself back. Have you seen her Instagram lately? Tisha's looking fine. She's looking good. Nice suits. Showing herself doing business in offices and different, I'm like, hey, do you, Tisha? That's what I'm talking about. You should have been doing this 2 or 3 years ago instead of going along with the drama. But it's better late than never. Marsau, loving it. I wish you'd have been doing it earlier, but it's better late than never. It's never too late to change, and we're happy to see that you're finally getting the gist of it. I don't know if it's too late because we don't know what this show going to do. I would give the show one more season. That's it. And like I said, if I was Mel, y'all hate me so much, I'm good with that. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the show. But I'm still getting my bag. And I'm still be a producer. And I'm going to still have some say-so. And if you got an issue with that, take me to court. All right. Again, thanks everybody who has signed up for my channel. I know that was quick. I didn't get into a lot of details. I just wanted y'all to listen. There are some great content creators out there that I've listened to over the years, off and on. I'm sure they're going to be loading up a lot of this stuff and going through it and dissecting it piece by piece. But Yeah, go on her live and listen. There was a lot of interesting stuff. Everything you ever wanted to be answered has been answered. I think Melanie Cherie did a good job. Even though it was long, I think it was worth it because at the end of the day, it shouldn't be a whole cast of people ganging up on one person. And that's what we see. And this person is the one person on the show who went through the most drama, went through the most traumatic experience, who showed her real life in its full glory, didn't hide anything, okay? Who was actually living the reality TV logo that they call that show, where everybody else was sitting right here acting and faking the funk for the cameras. And remember when Marsau and Tisha went live and they said, people are acting. They said that themselves. And I think that's when they probably, in their mind, got tired of acting and said, hey, I'm just going to be real. I'm tired of this acting stuff. And maybe they took a new stance because they're trying to build up to be, quote unquote, the next king or queen of Huntsville, just in case Mel step away. All right? And Melanie, I probably would. The only caveat I would have leaving is like that heifer coleslaw cannot be on the show. Y'all can have it, but I bet not see that heifer on here. And I would have all that in writing and signed. And if anybody attempt to say her name on that show, I would sue their ass. That's probably what you need to do because they'll try to slip her in on you because they mad at you now. But anyway, again, there's a lot of content creators who will be sending this out. Mel, she put a Kendrick Lamar on us. When I tell you she dropped a hot one, not like us, Mel came out and said, y'all are not like me. Okay? She came out and said, not like me. And the people in that cast, in that photo, like I said, most of them are traitors. Every single one of them is traitors. And they got the puppet master sitting up there. The puppets and the puppet master. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself doing somebody like that. That lady has 4 kids, single mom out here hustling, and y'all are freaking disrespectful. And I will never ever forget what Tisha said. I'm not Tisha, I'm sorry, Trisha. You're never going to get redeemed in my book for calling somebody trash on TV. Who bought you on a platform? Because apparently your broke ass needs some money. And that's another thing she said. People asked to be on the show. She tried to bring them on just to help them out. Y'all full of shit, people. Huntsville, I don't know what's going on in that town. Y'all need to fix it. And with that, this is Generation X Nation. I appreciate every subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel. I love each and every one of y'all who's hanging in there with me while I build this thing. And again, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace out. Bye.